Hey guys, this is Mark from Magnolia Oaks Wood Shop, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Cerycose electric pruning shears. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip around the camera and show you what it's all about. Okay, so these pruning shears are really interesting. They were sent to me for a review, and I'm going to just give you my honest feedback on these because I see a lot of different usages that I could have for both around my house and also in my woodworking business. So again, this is a box that comes with. You can see pretty basic, has some instructions on back, and what we'll do is we'll go ahead and open it up. If I can do this one-handed. And then so you have some instructions right here. So it tells you all about the different parts and specifications, how to use, safety warnings, those kind of things. Okay. Then we also have our different blade types. So basically it comes with a few different blades for different thicknesses of material that you'll be cutting. So that's there. And then we also have another bag full of, looks like the tools, and maybe this is a sharpening stone. So that's a nice touch to have that included. And then here's the actual unit itself. And again, it's yellow, so it looks like Dewalt color, but that's the biggest feature on all the tools that I get is if it's not Dewalt or Milwaukee, I want them to at least use the battery platform that I have. You can see that I have this battery over here, and this does not come with this unit. However, the great thing is you can use any Dewalt 20-volt battery that you want to work with this. So that's a wonderful feature. So let me just move all this kind of out of the way, and we can take a look at it. You can see right here that it has a cover that goes over the blades, which is a nice touch to make sure you don't cut yourself. If you need to change out the blade for the different width of material that you're cutting, you just basically take off this bolt right here. So we'll put this back on for the moment. Then you have your trigger right here. As you can see, it looks like a nice trigger. You have a LED screen, and then everything else is basically just what you would expect from, you know, electric handheld power tool. Okay, a few things I learned by looking at the manual is how to actually start it up, because when you put in the battery and you just push this down, it doesn't just start up. You have to actually hold down this button and it'll make a beeping sound, okay? Okay, so you can see right there that it's set to 4 bars, and my battery is also 3 bars, so it's full. So that was one tricky part of it. However, and once you know how to do it, you know how to do it. Now also, if you just click on the trigger, it doesn't do anything. So what you have to do is you have to click it 3 or 4 times quickly in succession, and it will basically activate. Okay? So after that, it's just mainly opening and closing just like normal. Now, if you want to turn it off, you would just hold it and you'll hear the beep. And now it's ready to store, it's safe, that kind of thing. So you just put the top on it. Okay. So what we'll do is start it up again. And what I'm going to do, I have a few different pieces of wood that I'm going to try, but this will work great. I'm going to try it on dowels. I have to cut dowels often for different projects. I have to cut little pieces of wood. I have to cut PVC pipe. So I'm going to try it on these two and see how it does. So I'm going to set you up and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to try is this probably about a 1/4 inch dowel rod right here. And you can see it cuts that very, very easily. And I have the default blade that comes on it. Of course, you have longer blades that's made for thicker material. It also tells you, if you can see that, I don't know how it'll show up on camera, but it says 19 slices, I guess, taken. Shows the status of the battery, it's full. And so it does really good work of this, and I like it better because it's so much easier than using a cutoff wheel or something like that. Doesn't seem to be slowing down, so that's really good. Also, I just got this, it's kind of like a garden stake for just testing. Now this one is going to be wider and bigger than what these blades are made for. The correct way to do this would be to switch out the blades to one of these longer ones that comes in this pack. However, I just want to see how it interacts. So I'm going to go right here and try to click it and try to chop it. So it gets through about, I don't know if you can see that, probably about half of it. So let's do it on the other side. I'll line up on the same marks. So it gets through it again. Let's try again. So you can actually cut through that. It's just going to take a few more passes, and you're going to have to do it on, you know, the front and back. But I'm very impressed so far with it. And the great thing about it is if you use pruners a lot for, you know, actually pruning bushes or trees or whatever it might be, you know how tired your hands can get. I see this as being a really good option for my wife, for example, who does that sort of thing often. And it's light enough where it's going to be easy for her to use. Right now, what I have is a 3 amp hour battery. Seems to have plenty of power for it, but if you were going to be doing it for a much longer period of time, then you would probably want to use a bigger battery, but that's just going to add to the weight. So I like it being nice and, you know, lightweight. Also, probably what I would do is change my blades to the medium setting, because that's going to be the size that I typically use a little bit more. But what I'm going to do is just walk around and try to find some different branches to cut and just show you actual use cases on that. Okay, one thing that I noticed walking around with this is it constantly beeps at you if you're not using it within a minute or so, a couple of minutes. It will prompt you to, it will lock up and then you have to kind of restart it, but that's a good safety feature. What I'm going to do is just show you a typical use case. You know, she's going to find something that looks like this. Chop these babies down. This one, chop it down, and it's just a good way to either clean up tree limbs or strays on your bushes, so you don't have to get out that miserable bushwhacker. So works great. See down here, something's astray, kind of like you're doing bonsai work. But in any case, this is a great tool, highly recommended for any homeowner. I'm gonna use it in my woodworking business for cutting wood and dowels and different things like that. Seems to be well made, uses a Dewalt platform. And if you're looking for something like this, I'd definitely check it out.